started. Good evening, everyone. And this is our last Dharma talk for the Fochi. First of all, thank you, everyone, for your participation. Because of you, we're able to organize this. And we really are grateful for a lot of support we received throughout the years. In particular, every year it gets harder and harder to organize these teas, and without fail, we still are able to do it. So we're very grateful for it. All right. So tonight is feedback night. So anyone has anything to say? If not, we can go into the great transcendence right away and get an early rest. Okay, that's what I thought. Great transference. Yes, 6.
A Di Đà Phật, thưa thầy, con just wonder là có những quý vị mà cultivate with us and not receive the 42 hand and eye. So what they supposed to do when they have a problem with the headaches and sore throat and snow?
Well, they have to work with whatever they have. Okay, we all have to make do. Okay, anyone else? Yes, 2.
Thank you, Master. I have a question about something you said previously in one of the earlier Fochi talks. Mm-hmm. You mentioned about, I'm trying to think exactly how you might have said it, something about how you felt that you were going to try and you were talking about your Sangha and disciples and how you were hoping that you'll have a chance to train more. And then I'm sorry, you were saying something like 2nd, 3rd generation or so, but I wasn't too sure the generation starting from where? Starting from you, starting from Great Master YongHua. Mm-hmm. Could you explain a little bit more about that?
Okay, very good. Thank you for the question. First of all, when we talk about Mahayana, it is brought here by Master YongHua. He brought this Chinese Mahayana to the U.S. And he taught a lot of Westerners, a lot of from different backgrounds, quite a few people. Very impressive for someone who has no support, no backup, no recognition whatsoever. To come here and start from scratch like that wasn't easy. And so he's considered the first American patriarch, okay? And so my generation is the first American disciple generation, okay? So my disciples would be 2nd and 3rd and so forth, all right? And over the years, I found it necessary to differentiate ourselves from theirs because there's a lot of confusion. So I'm trying to distance myself from them because after teaching for 19 years now, I feel that we took on a different path where we evolved quite a bit further from they have. They basically are the guardians or the keepers of Master YongHua's Dharma. They're the Dharma heirs. However, I'm not happy with their preservation of the Dharma, and you can't blame them. They're trying their best. But I think it's important that even though I might be wrong or might come across as arrogant and opinionated and maybe resentful or jealous, whatever it is, but as a monk, I feel obligated to say things that I feel are important for the next generation. It's not about me. It's about what we can learn and how we can benefit all from this treasure of the called Mahayana. And so because of their presence and my choice, the distance from them, that's why I call our approach American Mahayana versus theirs is Chinese Mahayana. Okay? Because basically Master YongHua could not understand the American culture, couldn't speak the language. I don't either, but I'm a hybrid. I'm more brought up more in the European and Western educational system in high school and here in the US as well. So I consider myself to be more American than Asian. And therefore, for my generation, I'm serving as a hybrid between the Chinese culture, Asian cultures, and Western culture, neither of which I'm that familiar with, but I'm sort of like in no man's land. So hopefully, the connection should be useful enough for you to be able to dwell on your Western heritage and understand the Dharma from that perspective instead of the Asian perspective. The Asian perspective is very good, but I feel that it's somewhat, including Master YongHua, it may have made sense to us maybe 40, 50 years ago, but I don't feel the time has changed drastically since 1960s. He came here in around late 60s, so it's been like 60 years already. And Buddha Dharma is very adaptive. We adapt to the changing conditions. Why? Because we are supposed to serve you, not the other way around. If we cease to be useless, to be useful to you, then the Buddha Dharma will die. Okay? And so I feel that his approach is no longer as effective for the 21st century. That's how I feel about it. It's very profound, but if you look at the teachings in details, for example, his teaching of Chan is excellent, is a wonderful foundation. However, it is the most advanced Chan I've seen for, I'd say at least 2 centuries, because I looked at a lot of materials, looked at various teachers from different cultures, different countries, different languages, and I feel that his is by far the best, the Chan thing, okay? The foundation is so solid that you can build very, very high up. And he did. I'm being Americanized. I look at results. You can talk all you want, but where is the beef? It's my attitude, okay? And so it's remarkable. And so his approach, I use the same approach as well. The first several years, I used the same approach because I didn't know how to teach. So I figure I learned from the greatest teacher I know of, so I would use the same thing. So I taught my disciples, all of you, and especially the monks and nuns who I have much more time than you lay people. I have more chances to experiment with them. So for the first several years, I remember it took us about 3 years before my left-home disciple reached first stage Rahat. And nowadays, people come in, and the newcomers, which are much better quality than before, to no one's surprise, they would reach first stage Arhatship within a year. That's 3 times faster than before. That's incredible speed. And that's because we change our style of training. We no longer stick to the traditional Chinese style of Chan training at all. Okay? And that's why I gauge the process. It's about what's best for you, how to best use your time and my time. And so that's why even our Chan has evolved we got out from under his shadow, and so we started teaching more, because as time went on, I realized that I needed to adopt a new approach. Otherwise, my disciples will be stuck at the same level as his disciples were at. And that's not acceptable to me. I still have a few years left in my life, in my body. I'd like to not sit here and waste it, okay? And so I started experimenting, started teaching the sudden teaching, which he did very little in Chan, okay? And lo and behold, actually, my love from disciples actually started surpassing his. So I said, so that's what has to happen. Okay, it's out of self-defense. I had to experiment something. Otherwise, if I couldn't find anything else, I would have told them, hey, you and I are the same, so go find your own ways. You don't want to waste your life here with me. Okay, that's always been my attitude. If I can't help you, I will be the first one to tell you, I can't help you anymore. Please go away. Don't waste your life here. Okay, and so in Chan, even in Chan, I feel that our Chan is more Americanized than his is more Chinese, because frankly, whatever you want to call it, okay, it actually a broader Chan than his, because I put more emphasis on certain teaching than he did. Not because I'm any wiser or better teacher at all, it's because of my students actually are better than his students. Same thing. My early students are not as good as the later students. So the newer comers, they come, they find us, and they are better quality than before. Okay, so it's more challenging for us, more opportunity for us to train them. Okay, but also more challenging. So that's why the Chan we do is not Chinese at all, okay? And Pure Land is a big exchange, because as I started teaching 19 years ago, I wanted to teach Chan and Pure Land. Actually, I wanted to teach Pure Land only, because I figured I could not beat Master Shenhua's Chan. But I saw some holes in his Pure Land, Dharma, and said, maybe I should do Pure Land. But the problem is that for Pure Land, what is the key? What's the most important part of Pure Land Dharma? Anyone knows? I hear some noises, but 6.
Thank you, Master. Faith.
Faith. Unless you have faith, I can't teach it. How could you have faith on an unknown monk who's been slandered all these years? So I figure, since I have no credibility, I had no track record, let's spend some time building a track record. So I spent time building a track record to train my disciples so that they surpass Master Shenhua disciples. I know that, okay? But you don't. But eventually, within 3 to 5 years, people started to notice the Buddhist disciples are very savvy. They're not stupid at all. Okay, in Chan, you cannot fake it. The Samadhi power, you cannot fake it. For example, if you're practicing in a temple with someone who's high level than you, much higher level than you, okay, you have so much help. The energy you have is so much stronger, okay, that when that person, let's say, has to run away somewhere else, you experience a drop in energy right away. You get tired. Your head is not as clear. Okay, and those are the things that cannot be faked. So people can tell. You walk into the temple. Okay, and even before I started teaching certain teaching, my own disciples, they walk into Master YongHua's temples in the West Coast, up and down the coast, in Oregon, Canada, maybe, I don't remember, and here in LA, San Francisco, and so forth. Because I encouraged them. I said, that's where the proper Dharma is, so you should go there and take a look. So I went and take a look. And this is very early days. This is at the time we were still at Blue Mountain Temple. And she came back and said, you know, Master, and this one doesn't practice that much at all. But she came back to me and she told me and said, you know, Master, I'm so disappointed. I went on business. I thought you told us to visit these temples of Master YongHua. I could learn a lot from them. I walked in there. I felt that their ceremonies are a lot worse than ours. I said, say what? They chant far better. We didn't have Koreans back then, okay? The Koreans are good at ceremonies, we not. It's a gift for them, okay? They're musical, I don't know how they got it. Maybe it's the kimchi, we have no idea. But you notice this week, for example, they chant real well. Don't they? Yeah? Thank you. See? Yeah. And so I said, their ceremony is worse than ours? He said, yeah. I went there and he couldn't verbalize it. He said, I walked in there, I felt so drained, uninterested, okay? Whereas I came back to our temples, I felt energized, I felt, but I said, but our ceremonies, our people, they cannot pronounce Chinese. He said, didn't bother me, I can't either. So you see, the point being that traditionally in China, the people who do ceremonies are supposed to have samadhi power. If you don't have samadhi power, you're not supposed to do ceremonies. You're not allowed to do ceremonies. Okay? So at the time in Blue Mountain Temple, I was desperate. So I said, any of you who can chant decently enough, you can do ceremonies. So even at the time, our students' Kung Fu was higher than theirs already. Okay? And so that's why the chant thing there, you don't believe me. I don't need to prove myself. If my disciples are any good, their own samadhi will speak for itself. We don't have to say anything. So eventually, more and more people came because more and more people got more benefits out of being with us, out of participating in our ceremonies, out of learning chant from my own students, because I don't have time to teach everyone. And so it's growing to the point where we have now, over 24 left home people. You know how sad it was back then? I had 2 crazy people with me. Because they had nowhere else to go. And then the third person, this is during the crisis at Blue Mountain Temple, a third person called me up and said, I want to become a nun. So I took my 2 disciples so gladly to get them away from Blue Mountain Temple, okay? Just our field trip, if you will. And we went there to Bosa here in Los Angeles and paid for her lunch in a Vietnam restaurant. And I looked at her and said, oh my God, you're crazy. But if you want to join, I will give a chance. Give you a chance. That's how desperate we were, let me tell you. Okay, and somehow now, only a few remained, but new one keeps on coming. And it's because It's very simple equation. If you come, you get this. This is how we've been operating. If you come to us, whether it's Chan or Pure Land, if you get some benefits, you come back. You don't get benefits, you go away. Simple as that. So we get more and more people to come because they get benefits. And if they get the benefits, then there's more beliefs. More and more people are believing. And another final thing before I take a few more questions, and before I talk about Pure Land, I'm just talking about Chan right now. I forgot what I wanted to say. Go ahead, let's ask 8 here and I come back.
Emitofuo, Master. There's a comment from your YouTube lecture yesterday from Kunga-S8J, and I'll paraphrase a little bit. Dear Master, my brother has been coming to a Buddhist temple for more than 10 years, practicing, often chanting Buddha names. But I see him often angry and arguing with his family members. His son, seeing this, said he will not believe in Buddhism. Is that because one does not pray the Buddha's name correctly, therefore can't get enough blessings? That's the question.
Good question. It's commonly a very common observation for people to say that one of your relatives or friends comes to the temple and comes back more angry, more afflicted than before. That's a fact. Happens to our people too. Okay, but not as often, hopefully. It's not uncommon for that to happen, and that's why there's a big difference between the way we train our people versus other temples. In that, if you follow the instructional talks the last few days, last few nights, you notice, for example, Master Shenhua went into the foundation of reciting a Buddha's name. What is the foundation of reciting Buddha's name? What is it? I explained it to you a few times already. What is it? What is the requirement for a successful recitation of the Buddha's name? Yes, 6.
Mindedness.
Before that.
It is the precept.
8.
Thank you, Master. To have a good heart.
Good heart. Okay. And how does a good heart manifest? Anyone? Six.
It is the precept of the 3 of the mouth, 3 of the body.
The foundation of all Buddhist practices, whether it's Chan, whether it's Pure Land, whether it's Tantras, is morality. You have what is morality? Number 1, don't do evil things. That's the first. If you keep on indulging and doing evil things, good luck to you. You won't make it. Okay? And practice all good. So you see, what happens to a lot of people is they come to the temple, they practice after a while for a day or two, the chi will build up very much like at lunchtime, folks, you're not here. Lunchtime, our lunch hall is louder and louder and louder. Every day it gets louder. Every other day I notice a difference in the decibels because our people's voice are more resonant. Every 2 days is so obvious to me. You don't pay attention because you're competing with each other. You know, this group over there speaking Korean is too loud, so the Vietnamese group will try to be louder, and the Chinese look at them and say, "You guys are so loud, I can't hear myself." And so it gets louder and louder. It's so clear because you have more qi. That's a manifestation of your increased samadhi. Your voice becomes more resonant. Okay? And that's natural. When you focus, you keep on focusing, you build it, okay? But if you build this samadhi, you become stronger, you go next level. But if you don't hold, if you indulge in greed, anger, stupidity, that's what this question is about. You know, my relative came back and is so angry, okay? When you practice these things and when you get afflicted, you get angry, that's when you say, all my work's going to be gone. Stop, I cannot afford to be angry. That's a secret. But if you practice and you increase a little bit and then you indulge in anger, then you lose it all. That's why 1 step forward, 2 steps back. This is what happens to most of the people who don't practice properly. Yes, make progress, but then it's haphazard. They make a little bit of progress, and they lose. And then make a progress, and they keep on losing. Okay? You come here, you walk away with increased samadhi, but I challenge you, I'm reminding you, you walk back and you indulge in anger, for example. You indulge in excessive greed, you lose it very quickly. You have to come back again. Okay? And so that's why it's not uncommon for people to they go home and they get afflicted and they yell at their children, and because they're stronger, they're more scary than before. That's normal. And that's why you have to keep this in mind, okay? When you go home, okay, know yourself. You should watch yourself, okay? Because you have a lot more qi than before. You're stronger than before. Therefore, when you're angry, you're angrier than before. And you are creating a bad name for Buddhism, because your friends, your family members would be disappointed. Say, so this is what you call cultivation, and come back and you abuse me. This is the most important part of cultivation, folks, that no one teaches you anymore. Okay? Watch yourself. You cannot afford to be angry because you're hurting others, especially the ones you really care for. Be careful, please. And this is why you need someone to remind you, because you have these habit energies and you mean well, but you don't know better. That's why after this, you still will make mistakes. This is when you're supposed to consult with us and say, this is what happens to me, now my wife is upset at me, she doesn't talk to me anymore. I say, oops, okay, I forgot to tell you. Don't get angry, don't fight. Because when you fight now, you punch much harder than before. It's not good for your family. Okay? So after this, you need to moderate your afflictions. Don't act upon your afflictions. That's what you're supposed to learn. Okay? So if you are able to do that, you can maintain what you gained here. And then you also are making allies at home and at work. Okay? But that's natural. Those of you who don't it's your true nature. You just come here and you say, I want to come here because it's cool. And I come back and I can brag to my friends, I came to cultivate Lu Mountain Temple, Wei Mountain Temple, Master YongHua and so forth, those crazy people. And I got a lot out of it. And you brag about it, okay? And that's what you do. You will lose it very quickly, okay? Yeah. And that's a natural process. That happens to a lot of people. And they lose it. Then they remember, that feeling I had, that state of mind, of that bliss, that lightness of the head, lightness of the body, the peace and bliss I experienced at Wei Mountain Temple during this 4Chi here. I wanna experience it again. You come back, and then you get better, and then that naturally people learn over time. Okay, yeah. But so control yourself. Yes, JMT.
들리세요? 네. 한 가지 질문이 있고 제가 공유할 내용이 있습니다. 일단 첫 번째 질문은 마스터께서 예전에 사리는 제자를 상징한다고도 하셨는데 그 홀바디 사리, 그러니까 전신사리도 제자를 상징하는 건지가 제 첫 번째 질문입니다. 예, 여기까지.
Master, I have one question and have something to share with everyone. First question is about Sharira. Once you mentioned about Sharira represent your disciples. So one of the Sharira, whole body Sharira, is that also represent your disciple? Thank you.
I hope so. I have too many. I don't remember which one from which. I'm bragging.
네, 네, 마스터, 들리세요? 네, 제가 공유하고 싶은 내용은 제가 2020년 겨울 불 칠 때 비전을 봐서 다시 안 들리세요? 들리세요? 네. 제가 2020년 겨울 불 칠 때 비전을 봤고 그동안 그런 현상이 없다가 이번 불 칠 때 비전을 봐서 그거를 공유하려고 하고요. 좀 좋은 것 같아서 나누면 좋겠다고 생각이 들어서 공유를 하고요. 일단 여기까지 한번 끊을게요.
Master, something that I wanted to share. There was a vision in 2020 during the winter Fochi. That was my last vision. And there was no vision since then. But this Fochi, I had a vision. So I think it's a good one. So I'd like to share with everyone.
네, 제가 불칠 이틀째인가 3일째인가 정확하진 않는데 그러니까 미국 스케줄을 따라한 오전 세션을 하고 있는데 비전을 두 가지를 봤는데 하나는 좀 전에 질문드렸던 부처님 전신사리, 홀바디 사리 5과를 봤어요. 네.
So I think it's the second, maybe third day of the Fochi. I followed the U.S. schedule. So it was in the morning and I was able to see 5 whole body shariras.
그리고 이제 홀바디 사리를 5과를 보고 그 다음 비전은 다이아몬드가 바닥에 가득 그러니까 비전이 끝나고 나니까 이거는 다이아몬드구나라고 제가 생각이 들었는데 바닥에 다이아몬드가 가득 깔려 있었고 그게 굉장히 반짝였던 그 비전을 봤습니다.
And the next thing I saw was I realized diamonds on the floor. So that was all the diamonds scattered on the floor, and then it was really shiny and bright.
그래서 사실 이렇게 좋은 얘기를 떠벌리면 안 된다라고 생각을 해서 예전에는 그냥 공유하지 않았는데 좀 생각이 바뀐 게 좋은 거를 나누고 같이 공유하면 좋겠다고 생각이 들어서 공유 드려봤습니다. 마스터 감사합니다. 이상입니다.
So before, usually, if there's a good vision like that, it's better not to share. But my mind changed that it's a good thing I should share with everyone. Thank you very much, Master.
So you saw them, or are they there physically? Is it hallucination, or actually they're real?
그러니까 홀바디 사리를 보고 잠깐 약간 그 화면이 영화 스크린에 화면이 꺼진 것처럼 까맸다가 다음 장면에서 바닥이 반짝여서 이렇게 자세히 들여다봤더니 다이아몬드구나라고 제가 생각을 하게 됐습니다.
So after I saw 5 whole body shariras, and it's almost like a screen went to blank and it's become black. And the next scene, I was able to aware these are the diamonds on the floor.
그러니까 제가 말씀드리는 거는 그 바닥에 반짝이는 그 비전이 끝나고 나서 아 다이아몬드였구나라고 나중에 제가 인식을 하게 된 거였어요. 네.
So correction, I saw something really bright and brilliant, and then the next thing my thought was that oh, these are diamonds.
그다음에 참고로 홀바디 사리의 사이즈는 지름 한 5cm 정도 됐던 사이즈였고, 네 그게 5과였어요. 네 이상입니다.
So the whole body sharira, the size was about 5 centimeter, and then 5 of them.
5 millimeters, 5 centimeters. 5 centimeters is very big. 5 centimeters?
네 맞습니다. 네 센티미터입니다.
Yes.
That big? And they're not diamonds?
네. 그러니까 홀바디
Are you sure they're not diamonds?
마스터 저는 진지하고요. 홀바디 사리의 사이즈는 지름이 5cm였고 다이아몬드의 사이즈는 지름이 1cm였습니다.
Master, I'm being serious here.
So am I. What are you talking about? Are they diamonds or not?
The whole body sharira is 5 centimeters, and then the diamond is about 1 centimeter diameter.
A real diamond? Are you sure diamond? Cubic zirconia. Did you ever test it? This is important, folks. I'm not joking. This is a very important discovery. Now we can mine diamonds at Jewel Mountain Temple.
마스터 다이아몬드이고 싶습니다.
Do you still have it?
네.
I hope it's a diamond.
No, do you have it?
그냥 비전만 봤어요.
It's only a vision.
Why are we talking about this? Who cares about visions? Oh, we call it hallucination. Okay, that's natural for you. When you cultivate, you have these flashes of visions. That's very normal. Nothing to worry about. It only matters when they are real. The real diamonds, okay? Otherwise, visions, ignore them, okay? Everyone has it, I have all sorts of visions, but never a vision of diamond. Yeah. But anyway, there's no big deal, trust me, okay? It's no big deal at all. It's very commonplace to happen to a lot of people. Most people who practice like this for extended periods of time, you will have so-called visions, okay? Eventually you figure out how to have it more consistently, but I'm not teaching you how to have it consistently, okay? Nothing to brag about, nothing that important. Visions is visions. I mean, if you see a diamond, I'd rather have one diamond than having than seeing 10 million diamonds. That's American. Okay, see. All right, so as I was saying, so in order for me to teach Pure Land, which I wanted to do because I knew that there's a dire need for Pure Land teachings, and because I researched the Pure Land teaching from my Chinese and look at my YongHua's teachings, and I realized there's some holes there that need to be filled. But I didn't have credibility, so I had to patiently wait until my disciples are old enough and strong enough that people would be less likely to feel that I'm trying to cheat them. Because when you have these thoughts, it's very difficult for you to stick around. You have to go. Yes, JMT.
안녕하세요. 보선사입니다. 저는 이번 불칠에 저는 처음 참여를 했는데 이번 저희 아들이 공양간 등 이제 보산사에서 열심히 봉사 일을 열심히 했습니다. 그런데 갑자기 평소에 안 보이던 그런 귀신을 한 2차례를 봤다고 말을 해서 이게 좀 정상인 건지 아니면 괜찮은 건지 앞으로도 계속 보이는 건지 아니면은 저희가 어떻게 해야 되는지 좀 고민이 돼서 여쭤봅니다.
So, Master, it's from JMT. This is my first time participating Fochi. I came with my son. So my son was able to help kitchen a lot. And then my son told me suddenly he was able to see ghost twice already. So
Yeah, lots of them at JMT.
Is this normal? Is this okay? I'm really concerned.
Oh, they're everywhere.
Do you think he will continue to see his ghost?
Yeah, he'll continue to see ghosts. Can he see gods as well? There are lots of good beings, not just ghosts. Just open his eyes. You see more. Don't worry. You see more the ghosts, and then the gods and the dragons, and a lot of interesting things. Okay? It's very entertaining. You might even see dragons.
용을 볼 수도 있대.
I usually send you a dragon wherever you practice.
수행하는 곳에 용을 보냈대. 용을 볼 수도 있대.
Can you see a dragon?
아니요.
No.
No? Open your eyes. Pay attention. Okay? Look in the skies. It's huge. You can't miss it. Okay? You know what dragons eat? They like little boys. They are not vegetarian, let me tell you. My dragons are not vegetarian. I'm vegetarian, but they're not vegetarian. Okay, so it's cool. You know, the kids they naturally are able to see a lot of things that we don't. Okay, it's very natural for them. There used to be a couple kids here who then went to Master YongHua's temples and with their parents, but they use the kid is that kid, those kids will become enlightened when they can grow up. So I tried to protect them, okay, from the parents, but I couldn't. So I let just go. I have too many enlightened disciples. I don't care for you anymore. Get out. But the kid saw that he says there are ghosts in Wei Mountain Temple. It's so many ghosts. And then outside of Wei Mountain Temple, there are bigger ghosts. Okay. And my house there, gigantic ghosts. That's all we could see. He too hasn't seen dragons. He neither has not seen dragons yet. We have a lot of different animals here. Okay, that's normal. Okay, nothing to worry about. The ghosts are well behaved. Okay, if they don't behave themselves, we will reprimand them and kick them out. Okay, but if they're here to cultivate and follow the rules, they are entitled to come and join us. Okay? All right, most of them are good ghosts, except for some of you who brought the bad ones with you. All right. Wow, your boy is cute. Yeah? All right. Okay, so Pure Land, now I feel that the Pure Land Buddhism from the Asian, the way the Asian does, is not good enough for me. I don't like it. So, because let the Asians take care of the Asians, but I feel that for the 21st century and beyond, we need to move away from the Asian Pure Land Buddhism because they're kind of too limited. Okay? And the way, because it's limited, the way it's being practiced right now relies on the words of people who really don't know what they're doing. For example, Jing Kung, the late Master Jing Kung, is a third stage Arhat. He knows nothing about Pure Land Buddhism except reading from the texts. Okay, it's very much like you teach Chan, and a lot of teachers do that. They teach Chan after they read a lot of books on Chan, so they think they know everything. When you don't realize that for every single book we write in Chan, there's about 10 times, 100 times more information we cannot put on the books for you. You can't. It's too many things to put in. So we tell you like a very rudimentary information, so that because it's not enough time to go into it. Okay, so it's not meant for you to know everything. You will discover yourself as you practice. Okay, gradually, in time. And so that's why a lot of meditation teachers, okay, includes the late Thích Nhất Hạnh, or the other monks. I feel that they don't know what they're talking about. They quoted all these things, but when people, what really is most obvious is when people ask you questions, and it's not in the books, and that's where they stumble on the answers. Okay, here in the U.S. we are unforgiving. If you cannot answer our questions, then we don't take you seriously. I don't take you seriously. I don't care. You can be smart, like try to outsmart me by saying you only have 10 minutes to ask questions. Answer Q&A session is 10 minutes. That's all. Okay. But I ask very simple questions you can't even answer, then I know you don't understand anything. I walk away from you. I look somewhere else. Okay? I'm that way. So I expect people to treat me the same way. Okay? And so the Pure Land Buddhism, that even the way Master YongHua taught it, is incomplete. My beef with it is that you have to wait after you die to get help. That's nonsense to me. Why do you have to wait until after your time of death for you to get some help from us? The teachers, most teachers also read stuff in Pure Land Buddhism, and unlike Chan, Pure Land Buddhism is not as structured, so therefore there's so much confusion. Jing Kung doesn't understand anything because he's not the level, even though he can recite the Buddha's name, but he does not understand the Pure Land Dharma door. Okay? And that's what happens to a lot of people. A lot of monks and nuns, they teach meditation. They think they understand meditation because they read it. And or every single teacher keeps on regurgitating the same, profound principles that they don't understand. I went to this disciple of, what's his name? The guy who died already in Taiwan. YongHua. Okay? Taiwanese monk. He has a lot of beautiful temples. I love his temples. And I was drooling. I used to drool over his temple. I said, I wish I had one of these. I'd be so happy. And so I went to one of his disciples' temple in Garden Grove. And it's nicely decorated. They all look the same. They're all arranged by that great master, Master YongHua. And he had about maybe several followers, 1 or 2 monks, and the rest of them are nuns and people in waiting. Okay. And they practice very rigorously. They get together once a week or maybe a few times a week and they practice. And then the master would come out and speak to them, speak Dharma to them. And I sat through 2 hours his talk. He went on and on and on about this one Chan principle to the next Chan principle, next Chan principles. No questions. No questions allowed. Because that's when it shows the depth of your understanding. People ask you, he said, I shake. Anyone shaking? Huh? I shake. When I meditate, I shake. What am I supposed to do? I asked the senior disciple of Master YongHua. I said, I shake. Should I be worried? Am I going crazy? He said, I don't know. I put my life in your hands. And this state is happening to me because you teach me your master's chant, Dharma, and you don't know the problem I'm having. How am I supposed to follow you? And then I have an even much bigger problem. I thought I was dying. And later I found out through a herbal doctor that I had very serious liver issues as a manifestation of very, very deadly liver problems. So I asked him, I said, see my problem? See, I have this problem. What am I supposed to do? No one could answer me. And here I was, giving up everything to be a monk. And when I have a problem, where's your Chan knowledge? That's the only time that matters, when I'm in trouble. Can you help me? You tell me to do things, and then I follow your instruction, I get in trouble. What am I supposed to do now? He said, I don't know. Then your Chan is not complete yet, sir. Pure Land is not complete yet either. I don't want to wait until I die and expect someone to come to the temple and help me out. I want to do it now. I'm American. I'm very demanding. If you don't give me answers, I'm not willing to go with you. Period. I'm not going to waste my time, my life with you. And that's the problem with Pure Land Buddhism in particular. Chan is okay, at least it's okay, because we have a lot of enlightened Chan masters in Korea, in China. There's still a lot of way young enlightened masters in China. Let me strike that, okay. I don't want to get in trouble. In Taiwan, maybe some smaller, okay. In US, okay. But in order for more people to adopt Chan, we need to be able to help the new crop, not simply depend on the old generation, which is dying, they're graying, hello. After they're gone, the young ones are not coming to the temples anymore because they get nothing out of our temples. They get nothing out of our Dharma. Okay? And very simple. One of my earliest spouses, she says, I love my father dearly. He's the most important man in my life. But I don't get along with him. It really, really kills me. I feel so bad about it my entire life. I can be successful in my profession, but there's something missing in my life. I cannot get along with my father. So what my answer is, I said, you continue to cross your legs, continue to come to the temple. Within 3 years, I teach you how to make your father eat out of your hands, let alone get along with him. It happened. Yes, is there a question? No? Comment, go ahead.
Emitofuo, Master. I just want to say thank you, Master, actually, and the Venerables as well, for giving us the opportunity to come to the Fuo Chi. I enjoyed my time here at the temple. My son was with me. I really appreciate the practical advice that you give, and I tried some of the things. And this time when my son came, he really had a good experience, enjoyed himself, which is pretty important to me, that he has a good experience with Buddhism. And I personally was able to change some of my strict ways that I deal with him and coming to the temple, and I think it helped a lot. He wants to come back, so that's really great for me.
He wants to come back?
Yes, he wants to come back. Yeah.
Wow. So the previous time he didn't want to come back, you had to drag him here this time? Is that it?
I had to bribe him before. I was mean to him, that's why, part of the reason. So, but this time I was really nice to him.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah.
You know, I have good news for you. Your son is very tough. He takes it from his mom, his dad, okay? He's very tough. He doesn't compromise.
Thank you.
And so you should be more relaxed with him, okay? He'll be fine, nothing to worry about. He's very selective. He picks and chooses, and you have nothing to worry about. Okay, let him be. You should spend time and enjoy yourself with him instead of worrying so much about his grades and so forth. He'll figure it out himself. You don't need to tell him. He's too smart. He's too tough. I wish more kids are that tough. Okay, this is severely lacking in the education of children nowadays. They're too weak because the parents are too weak. They're too afraid the kids would suffer. They're overprotective. So the adults, they still need help. Yes, 6. Yes, go ahead. 9.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry, 6. Finish up here. While I was here, I had an opportunity to reflect on myself, which I don't know why it didn't. It happened, and at home I realized when it happened here that I wasn't really doing it at home, and I saw some not so great things about myself. Mainly I feel that I can be oppressive. I use that type of attitude sometimes, and which led me to think, I really want to take this opportunity as well to thank my wife, who has been putting up with me, but also without her, I couldn't be here. And she's at home taking care of the kids while I'm here enjoying myself and doing the things that I like. And it's been that way since we've been together. She's always supported me in my whatever it is I wanted to do with Buddhism. Go to this temple, go to that temple, spend some time here, spend some time there. So I'm glad I had the opportunity to look at myself, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate her. That's all.
Yeah, it's good, very, very savvy of you to relay the message back to your wife this way. I'm impressed. Very good. All right. Yeah, we are all learning this process here. You'll be amazed on how if you simply spend a little bit of time looking at yourself, you will be amazed on how much you discover about yourself. And that's the beginning of self-improvement. Okay? It's a very hard thing to do. All right. Yes, 6.
May I make a comment about nowadays it's not only the parents are being weak, and also our institutions and university, even the top universities are very weak. We encourage systematically kind of behavior of almost encourage students to be weak and to be complaining. It's very sad to see that.
Nothing has changed. It has always been this way. And nothing new about it. It depends on where you go, which schools, which institution you have a chance to get in. But the reality is that your teachers, your professors are not judged on how well they train the students. Okay, they're judged on their research papers. They're judged on the books. In my field, we write a book on management, stuff like that. You'll be impressed. It's all BS. The professors don't know anything about management. Let me tell you, it's all BS. There are a lot of talks, a lot of conceptualization. Okay, just theories, but they don't know what they're talking about. Okay, Well, anyway, I'm not impressed with those professors. Professors, like in theory of management and especially consultant and so forth. Yeah. They're selling BS, really. And what they're doing is knowing how, feeding their own connections to the board. But it's all BS, it's nonsense. But however, they're great institutions. For example, I'm of the opinion that MIT is one special institution. The philosophy I really like. And I met quite a few students there, and they're outstanding. They're very tough, very bright. Okay, Berkeley is not bad. Okay, schools like that, I think there's still a lot of good schools out there that if you have a chance to get in, and your kids have a chance to get in, you will meet with very tough students, and they will change you. They will transform your lives. Okay, but don't wait for that. You, as parents, I feel that it's your responsibility to assume more responsibility for your kids' education. And of course, we don't expect you to be able to understand how to guide them, but this is where we're here to help you, bit by bit. There's a lot of changes you still need to make. It doesn't end there. It's only, you're barely scratching the surface. You have to become a better person first, for the sake of your children. If not, who's going to protect them? Who's going to guide them? Okay? And so to me, it's very important for you that you yourself need to take very seriously that the need for you to improve, to be a better person, to open your wisdom. That's the key. The kids, you send them to school to learn smarts, to learn how to think, but they will not be able to develop wisdom. Okay, that's why I said I always maintain that the professors have no wisdom. That's why they cannot teach you how to run companies. They may know theories, but they don't know anything about how to deal with people. Okay? And they are actually very confused themselves. They're very unhappy. All right? And so, very clumsy. And so that's why it's very important for you, if you really care for your kids' future, I feel you need to cultivate, you need to open your wisdom in order for you to guide them. Okay? You cannot say that I choose a good school and then the school will take care of your kids for you. Your teachers, your professors are not rewarded, are not paid to help them open their wisdom. They're only paid to help them think. But you look at the history of education, the more these people can think, are they any happier? In the history of mankind, the people who can think, are they happy? It's a fact. The smartest people, I've met so many professors, they're very unhappy. They have so many unmet desires, so many frustrations. And if you're a professor within the departments, you have to be a political animal. So there's a lot of problems everywhere, okay? So you care for your children, you have to cultivate folks. That's the best way to protect them and to guide them. Yes, 8.
Yes, Master. I wanted to segue right into something I heard on the news here recently. One of your favorite contemporary bodhisattvas you quote a lot, Warren Buffett. One of his cohorts, Charlie Mung, a long-term friend, I guess he's known him his whole life, and he's also an investor, I guess. He's quoted as saying that the problem with us today in contemporary society is we don't know how well off we all are, comparing his childhood when he was in the, I guess, Depression years. He figures that we're 600% better in all of the realization goals that humans need to go through, like health care and outlook on life and in family life.
Yes.
And
But we're a lot more
shows-
depressed as well.
Exactly.
We have a lot
we
more
want-
plastic waste as well.
The more we have, the more we want, and it's just that endless cycle.
It came with a cost, very heavy costs of human unhappiness and destruction of the environment. You're so optimized that we only look at money, 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 instead of a longer view of the world. Okay? And this is why it's time for Mahayana. Mahayana is very important. Number one, you need to practice Mahayana in order to have wisdom, to have a, number one, more meaningful life, folks. I don't see a lot of people who can make the claim, my life is meaningful. They only say, I'm happy. Happy is very relative measure, okay? Very rarely do you hear people say, my life is meaningful. You're here because you're supposed to mean, your life's supposed to mean something important. Trust me. That's why you're here. You can make a difference, folks. Take the opportunity to try to make a difference instead of worrying so much about yourself. Yes, 9.
Thank you, Masters. I have a question. I think I'm touching both of the really a more personal question, but touching both of the topic you were talking about. So I dropped out of college 2 times, and due to some increasingly financial pressure, I feel like I need to go back to college to finish my degree to get a better jobs. So if I do that, I will take some time away from, cultivations and, family times to do that. So I want to ask if I'm wasting time to go to college to finish a degree. I'm not sure I'm going to get a better job even after that.
What degree are you going after? Is it something in art?
No, something computer science.
Computer science?
Yeah, and the school is Cal State LA.
Caltech LA?
California State of
Cal State?
Yeah, Cal
LA?
State LA.
Oh, I see.
So I just want to ask, touching both of the topics.
You get good grades? Did you get good grades?
I was a good grade before.
Okay, very
before
good.
I drop out. So
I'm of the opinion that you should get a degree because it's a very good exposure for you and give you culture. Life without culture is pitiful. That's why I don't like on that side. They have no culture whatsoever. Once you're at the peak of your career, you need to turn to culture, philanthropy, culture, in order to expand your horizons. Okay? Elon, for example, is the richest man, but he has no culture whatsoever. He's just a thug. That's all. Most people in New York look at him like, he may be rich, but you're an idiot. You're a peasant. They judge him. So I feel that you should get a bachelor's degree. You have 2 more years, right?
Yes, Master.
Okay, and you get 2 more years, and you should try to get it. And it's always a good idea to get at least a bachelor's degree in this country. Preferably, eventually, you should try to get a master's degree. Okay, because bachelor's degrees is okay, but master's degrees, that's when you learn to begin to think independently. Bachelor's degree, you have to be told what to do. This is what we have to do in the companies. Bachelor's degree, you have to, tell you, do this, do that. Master's degree, we basically give you a project and look and expect you to figure it out. Bachelor's degree I'm not trained to do that yet. But to me, bachelor's degree is important. If your wife is willing to support you, I think she is, then I definitely would go invest in that getting an education. Not only because of money and higher potential earnings, but to me is that it's the culture side. That's the exposure to the broad view of life. That's very important. It's not simply about making money. It's not enough. Okay? I would definitely go back. And it's given nowadays, it's very important for you to try to get an internship, because that's what's going to help you, make it easier for you to get a job after graduation. So, Xin, maybe, we can help a little, if we can have some connections, whatever. I don't know, okay? But summer internship is a very good idea for computer programming. All right, thank you. Yes, too.
Yes, thank you, Master. There's a question from Michael Haas. Is living a highly moral life a good Dharma door?
No, I feel that we need to fulfill our responsibilities to our family. I would tell you this, if we have children, right now times is very hard. You have children and they're hungry. I'm prepared to do anything to feed them. Don't talk to me about morality. On the other hand, if I have a lot of money, I would buy my wife a Lanois drop tail. See, no one knows. You're ignoramuses. You're the most boring people on earth. I can't use photos because I'm told they're copyrighted. Look it up. Use your phone. Lanois. Okay? Do I have here? You want me to spell it for you? You are so. I'm so disappointed. How do I insert? How do I add a new? Give me a blank thing. Write it. Lanois. Can I write it here or no? Okay. Where? Blow it up. Okay. Do a big font. Size. Do lot. That's all. 11. Come here. That'd be more than that. Type here. Type here. Yeah. There you go. Okay. Yeah, that's Rolls Royce, that's correct. Okay, yeah. Here, Lanois is French. La Noir, that's a black. La Noir is black. Noir is black. And La Noir, La Rose Noir. La Rose. Rose is the rose. Noir is black. Okay? Drop tail. See, you guys, I have so much to teach you about life. Look it up. I cannot put the image online because it's copyrighted. I'm not going to pay them. I'll be sued. You got that? Share with each other. See that? It's when I was aware of it 3 years ago, 3 years ago, I was on the way driving to DTT. I said, wow, how interesting. 3 years ago, a customer called Rolls-Royce and ordered a car for his dear wife. And he was prepared to pay $20 million for it. I said, wow, it got my attention. I said, wow, if any man who loves his wife that much, I'm interested. I'm impressed. Okay? So this car here took about 4 years to make one copy. 4 years, make one car. It's the epitome of craftsmanship and harmony, they claim, according to Rolls-Royce website. And they only make, the first one was like $20 million, was quoted $20 million. Today, I just checked, it's $32 million. What do you mean crazy? If you loved your wife, nothing is too much for my wife. I know last night I advocated divorces, but so today I want to balance it out. Okay? There's a case where you love your wife so much you're willing to pay $32 million. Only 4 cars made, folks, in the world. Only 4 men can afford to show how much they love their wives. Isn't that romantic? Yeah? And the wife has to wait for 4 years before it's delivered. Isn't that cool? Huh? You see, there are good people too. They say, hey, I love my wife enough and I am willing to pay whatever to make her happy. And the reason I bring it up is because if this man knew better, he would pay $3 billion for a property in the Pure Land. That's true love. You know, I'm no longer joking. Okay, because what happened to people is that you spend all your resources, your efforts in this life. And when you die, you end up with nothing. There's no provisions for you to invest in your future lives. And that's what I fault, where I fault Chinese Pure Land Buddhism. They are not thinking big enough. Yes, 8.
Master, I'm wondering if you are left with nothing, if there really could be something behind this, and that would be, how about legacy? How about somebody being able to build a La Rose Noir drop tail with a 0 carbon footprint, and your wife is the one that gets to drive it?
Yeah, it would be nicer, but it's not possible. You don't understand the mindset behind these 4 men. You're talking from a perspective of a pauper. No, these men are nothing is too expensive for my wife. Huh? You know, a beautiful thing. You know, that's love. And you can't imagine, they're probably older than you. And at that age, you still love their wife so passionately to drop $32 million. To me, that's passion. Younger, you show your passion differently. And you're older, I know what I'm talking about. You have different ways of showing your passion, man. Yes, too.
Master, I have a question about blessings and plaques. I know that that here at this temple we have a plaque that can provide a lot of blessings, like an enormous amount of blessings, and can those blessings not just be for this lifetime, but for like Pure Land or future, or is it just for this world?
Are we talking about rebirth blessings?
Could it be? I'm just curious. I know there's a plaque that we have here that's for like a tremendous amount of blessings. It's not Pure Land. It's something else.
Yeah, we have different types. Just like Rolls Royces have different models.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay. So over the years, we also experimented. Whatever we implemented is based on facts.
Okay. All right.
So we figured out that there are different levels, different models. That's all. And they actually are very, very powerful. Yes, JC.
Thank you, Master. 불칠 피드백입니다. 여기 오기 전에는 일주일 동안 힘든 수행을 어떻게 버티나 걱정했는데 막상 오니까 시간이 너무 빨리 가서 아쉽다고 느낍니다. 이렇게 수행할 수 있는 기회를 주셔서 감사합니다, 마스터. 감사합니다.
Master, this is about Fochi feedback. Before I arrived here, I thought it would be really difficult to stay for 1 week. But somehow the time went really fast. And thank you so much to giving this opportunity to us.
Okay. You're welcome. Thank you very much for your feedback. It's actually more challenging for you in K-Land because you're a different time zone. And so when we're going to do our transference here, I think you are like starting a new day or something. So, but thank you for sticking with us. Yes.
Thank you, Master. I want to say I'm very happy to be here to participate this winter 40. If someone told me last year that I can do 40 twice in this year, I definitely won't believe them. So for my cultivation, this is a wonderful year. I want to thank you, Master, to host the 40 year after year. I also want to thank Sangha team, all the Sangha Master X, Venerable Xian Shun, Venerable Xian Tong, Venerable Xian Wen, Venerable Xian Lai, Venerable Xian Heng, Venerable Xian Fanan, Venerable Xian Pu. They all work so hard to support and help us to cultivate. So thank you very much. Also want to thank kitchen crews feeding us every day with good food. Also, I received very warm welcome from all the Dharma sister and the brother in Wei Mountains. Thank you, everyone. Hope to see everyone next 40. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the feedback. You know, the reason you're here is because you get some support from your spouses and your partners. You should also thank them as well.
Sorry, Master, I forgot. Actually, my husband on the way to pick me up.
To pick you up.
Yeah, from.
He's driving down here to pick you up?
Yeah, yeah.
How romantic.
He's on the way. Yeah, I know. So he did that several times before. So every time people say, "Oh, your husband is so sweet," I said, "No, it's not sweet."
Don't ruin it, honey.
He just tried to control me. He want.
See his friend, yeah, I know.
But this time, I'm very sincere. Want to thank him to pick me up. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, we should have a little talk. Anyone else? Yes. In the back.
Master, I would like to represent the new people to ask Master that our temple, do we have any Dharma that help us before we die, prepare us so that we can have a better chance for rebirth to the Pure Land?
Yeah, everything we do here to maximize your chance of rebirth to the Pure Land. Everything. We take it personally. Because if any of you who ask us for help and don't make it, I take it very personally. I hope the same spirit continues the next generation. We take it very personally. Otherwise, we'll be wasting our time and your time. Okay? And not only going to the Pure Land, but we hope, it's my personal hope, you go to Pure Land with the highest grade, right? upper grade. Only if you listen. JMT.
안녕하세요. 저는 이번에 처음 도반 스님이 소개를 해서 같이 참석하게 됐는데 이런 기회를 통해서 같이 공부하게 돼서 너무 감사드리고 앞으로도 스님께 많이 배우고 싶다는 생각이 많이 들고요. 그리고 이번에 보선사에서 많이 같이 하셨던 그 스님들 같이 너무 감사드리고 같이 해주신 대중분들께 너무 감사드립니다.
Master, this is my first time participating. I came here because of my another sinim that it's close to recommended this Fochi. Thank you for giving this opportunity. We were able to study together, and in the future, I'd like to learn a lot more from you. And I'd like to thank JMT Sinims and also Great Assembly in JMT. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us and for your feedback. Thank you very much. I have just a few more minutes. Do you have the slides? I can flash it on the screen maybe and close it out. Because people say, I just spend an hour and a half talking, I learned nothing at all. Okay, no slides. Tough luck. Not meant to be. Car is easy. The reason I thought of this is I was meditating and then preparing, thought of what I want to talk about tonight. And I remember that this time of the year, that's when you have a lot of phone plans from AT&T, Verizon, and so forth. So that's why I thought of death plans. Okay? People of the world are so ignorant about deaths. The most one of the most important things, moments in life, and you know nothing about. And you ill-prepared for it. No wonder you keep on getting in trouble because you're not prepared for this critical moment in your life. Only because non-Buddhist people don't understand it. Buddhist people, most Buddhist people don't understand it either. Okay, only a few people understand it. One of the few are Master YongHua. That's it. My generation, we don't understand it. We understand very little, at least more than the others. Okay, so here's what happens to people. I will take a few minutes only, and you can talk more in details in the future. There are 4 different types of approaches to death for people. One is come again, meaning revolving the wheel. You die and you come back. You die and you come back. You die and you come back. Okay? See what I mean? They say, this is so boring. It's the same attitude. Okay? So come again. And let me tell you, if you keep on revolving the wheel here, I jokingly said, this is the highway to hell. It's not highway, okay? Because you eventually fall to the hells. There's no 2 ways about it. Over there, I witnessed people falling into the hells. I saw them falling in the hells. Okay? It's real. And they're suffering a lot. It's not fun, I assure you. And so after that, I come again. In particular, many monks or nuns find it much more impressive to tell their disciples that I come again to save you. My work is not done. That is so wrong. Because after you die, there's so much uncertainty that anything could happen to you, and most likely you'll fall. Doesn't matter how powerful you are, okay? And so, for example, ordinary people, they don't know, so they die, and okay, I die, and I'm done. I have a good life, and that's it. I don't worry about it. But that's so wrong, because the Buddha says, you die, it's not done. You're not done yet. If you really believe that, you better be prepared for it. Don't you think? Huh? So some of the Buddhists have said it's pitiful. Some Buddhist monks sound so much more impressive when I come back. I keep on coming back until I save all of you. That's baloney. You can't even save yourself. How can you save anyone? If you really know how to save yourself, you will not want to come back, I assure you. You belong to number 3 or 4. Those who are able to save themselves would go to 3 or 4. The first 2 here, they cannot help themselves. It's a fact. Okay? This is a very well-known secret in Buddhism. You come back, okay? Chances are that you will fall. Okay? In particular, some of the Tibetan practices where they manipulate the consciousness, they practice that, and they come back in a higher state. Okay? You know what happens to most of them? It's a lot more dangerous than they realize, because they don't understand what really happens after. There's some of them who are okay because they're at the level of 3. But most of them are not. That's why they get in trouble. Okay? Number 2, people like Catholic here, they follow the Hindus or the yogis, they wish to go to the heavens. Basically, okay, eventually fall as well. This is the wheel. You still revolve in the wheel. It's a bad mistake for you and you should take it seriously. If you keep on staying here or go to heavens, you're going to fall eventually. No two ways about it. Okay? Number 3, Hinayana people. Again, I said some of the Tibetan masters, they're okay. They will not get in trouble, okay? And they think they're going to enter nirvana, okay? And I use the humor of the Soul Survivor program on CBS. Anyone watches Soul Survivor? Okay? Anyway, I never watched the show, by the way. I just saw the name. I got my attention. And so we're not supposed to watch naked people, you know. It's too weird. Anyway, so they think they enter nirvana, but they do have control over their lives. If you reach 4th stage Rahat or higher, you have control. So you no longer fall. In theory, unless you screw up, then you fall. This is what they don't know. The Hinayana, they haven't taught them yet that even though they can enter nirvana, but they don't realize they can be prevented from entering nirvana. Okay? So they didn't know that. You can't blame them. Okay? And finally, 9 o'clock, see, I only need a few minutes. Go to the Pure Land. This is the best thing possible for you, for everyone. Whether you're Bodhisattva, whether you are Arhat, whether you're a lay person, you go there, Amitabha Buddha will take care of you forever. I can't find a better option than that. Myself, I hope to go there. Okay? And if you want to go to the heavens of your God, go to Amitabha Buddha first and ask him, hey, World Honored One, can I go see my God? Because Master YongHua told me a lot of things about him. I disagree with him. And then you get to go there and you see that Master YongHua was right. Unless you're too scared to find the truth. You go to Amitabha Buddha first, and then you find out for yourself. I have not been pulling your legs. Why? Because if I did, he would not allow me to enter his Pure Land. What do you think? All this is more important than going to the Pure Land? Not to me. None of this is that important. After we die, it doesn't matter anymore. We can't take it with us. Even Warren Buffett is so stupid. He said the most important thing of life, success, is that by the time you die, how many people really love you and they're still around you. So what? After you die, it doesn't matter anymore if they love you or not. They're only interested in your stocks and your fortune. Oh, coot. Got that? So I'm reminding you, this is why we're doing this, because big picture, folks. Don't do anything. And finally, my final message to you is don't do anything that will stop you from going to the Pure Land. Don't mess with it. You may not believe, okay, but don't say anything. That's why I waited for 19 years now. Now, next year, we're going to be a lot more open, a lot more aggressive. Okay? I never dare say much because I know that if I say about Pure Land like this tonight, right now, I will be hearing on the internet, people will criticize me, and who are you to talk like this? Okay? And if you do that, if you slander me, it's okay. I'm nobody. But if you slander the Pure Land Dharma, this Pure Land Dharma, okay, you won't have a chance to go to the Pure Land. Let me tell you. That's why I patiently waited. To minimize the chances of being the Dharma, the Pure Land Dharma, American Pure Land Dharma being slandered. Yes, go forth. Last question.
Dạ thưa thầy, con có câu hỏi là nếu mà lên Pure Land thì có xuống lại như này được không? Và nếu mà xuống rồi thì có bị xuống rồi thì có lên lại được không?
Xuống mô hả con?
Dạ xuống đây nè thầy. Dạ xuống Go Forest.
Okay, translation.
Hello, Master. I have a question. So when we rebirth to the Pure Land, do we eventually come down here? Can we come back down here? It's like, so Master asked, where you want to descend to. She said that descend to Go Forest. Come here at Go Forest.
Why would you want to come back to Go? Why would you want to go back to Go Forest? What's there in Go Forest you want to go back to?
Để không bị xuống á thầy phải con gì? Dạ, ý là nếu mà hình chú con muốn hỏi là nếu mà lên Pure Land á, thì có xuống lại như này được không? Và nếu mà xuống cái này thì có lên lại được không? Còn Go Forest là nãy giỡn rồi thầy.
My opinion, my idea is that if we go to the Pure Land, can we come back down here? Or if we come back here, can we go back to the Pure Land? Talking about a Go Forest, I'm just joking.
Okay, I'm not joking now. When you want to come back, why do you want to come back? Who do you want to see? Look around you. Who do you want to see at Go Forest?
Dạ, giữ bí mật được không thầy?
What is it?
Master, can I keep a secret?
Of course, I'll keep your secret forever. Go ahead, say it. Who do you want to see?
Dạ, Master.
You will not find me here, because I will die before you. And I go to the Pure Land, and when you come back here, you will not find me anymore. Okay, here's what happens. This is so important. This is fundamental to the process. You go to Amitabha Buddha. This is a spirit that we try to teach you. Amitabha Buddha, when you go to his Pure Land, he says it's like there's a contract, implicit contract. When he brings you there, he basically said, I will take care of you until you become a Buddha. That's his promise to you. Okay? Whether it means that you have to go to another Pure Land, you have to go wherever you go, okay, you still are being watched over by Amitabha Buddha, because he says, I will watch over you until you become a Buddha. I will help you. It's my job. Who's here? Who's here who can do that for you? Let me ask you. Master YongHua, he's dead already. His disciple went to the house. Where is he? See, we all have limitations. But Amitabha Buddha says, you go to my Pure Land, I will take care of you, period. No excuses. Meaning that if I need, it's best for you to go back to Saha world, I will send you back to Saha world. It's best for you to go to another land, I will send you another land. But I'm still watching over you, because my commitment to you. It's just a powerful statement. That spirit there, okay, is that I commit to help you till the end. Folks, we are not Amitabha Buddha. That's why I'm trying to teach my students the same kind of spirit, that we should try our best to help the people who come to the temple, regardless of who they are. Because it's a mini Pure Land that we have here. The same spirit. Amitabha Buddha says, you come to my Pure Land, you can count on me forever, wherever you are. I will watch over you. I will take care of you. Okay? Right now, no one is doing it for you. So meaning that if it means that for you, at times, where the young lady who asked a question, at times she needs to go back and see her dad to save him, to help him, hopefully bring him to the Pure Land with her, Amitabha would make sure that she goes back and see her dad. By then, the dad might be in another body already. Okay? Could be, hopefully, nothing unpleasant. Okay? But Amitabha Buddha, because of your prior connections, it's not uncommon for Amitabha Buddha to send people there, back here to the Saha world. Case in point, how do I know that? Because her brother was from the Pure Land. The old monk is from the Pure Land. Okay? Many people here are from the Pure Land. I know that. At least I look familiar. I may be wrong. Okay? My eyes are not good anymore. But her brother was sent from the Pure Land back here. And this is what happened. To take care of his parents. And when he took care of his parents, the sister didn't need any help. But the brother came back here because he has a vow, said, I'm going to take care of my parents. So when the time came, he came back, took care of the parents, and after he's dead, after he's done that, everything possible to take care of his parents, he has to die and go back. He cannot allow, because his skills are not strong enough to survive here. So he's brought back right away. That's what happened. This old monk here, who's coming here, hopefully, who knows where he's going to be, wherever he is right now, traveling, having a good time. Okay. He's from the Pure Land. That's why I want, if he ever makes it back here, I'll allow him to do One Yin Dharma here in Wei Mountain Temple. Because the idiot is a disciple of Wan Yin, he's not my disciple. He won't listen to me. Doesn't matter what I tell him. He doesn't believe me. Only Wan Yin can talk to him. He doesn't know. Wan Yin and I, we have tea every now and then. And cookies. So I have Wan Yin's ear. I said, Wan Yin, can you bring him back to me, please? I'm not ready to let him go yet. Wan Yin says, he's an old fart. Just bear with him. Okay, many people, many of you are from the Pure Land. And you're here to help propagate the Pure Land Dharma door. Some of you, that's so boring. So let me tell you, of these people, you see that, I don't know, you met Danny, her brother? He is as straight as an arrow. You cannot corrupt him. You cannot do anything to sway him, his mind. Because you cannot tempt him with money. You cannot tempt him with gold. The only thing that tempt is women. But because there's no women in the Pure Land. That's why as soon as he's in that danger, we pull him right back. Don't allow him. Okay? Because if he has women and children, then he'll be here for a while. Got that? Okay. So anyway, so you see, these people in the Pure Land, one characteristic you can pay attention to is that you cannot corrupt them. You cannot corrupt them with gold. You give them gold. I have this in the Pure Land. I walk on gold in the Pure Land, and you think you're going to impress me with some gold? My house is made of gold. And you think you have enough money to impress me here, huh? Elon? Buffet? Once you're on the Pure Land, you see how poor we are. My God. Okay? Yeah. All right. It's all I have for you tonight. Thank you, everyone. And let's do the great transference. It's a lot more. You don't think I just gave name two people. That's all. Two harmless people. Very useful, not very useful.